You may not realize this, but the reason you feel like it's too late for you isn't because you actually missed something. It's because you've been comparing yourself to a timeline that doesn't exist. And deep down, you know you're not done yet. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name's Lily, and in this video, I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people feel, but don't usually say out loud. It's that feeling when you look around you and it seems like everyone has it figured out. The career, the family, their own house or flat, the direction, the confidence. And you're still trying to figure out the basics. You feel like you're so much behind. And then the shame, sadness, self-pity, and maybe even regret start to creep into your mind. And to tell yourself, it's too late for me. And because you believe that, you stop trying to move forward. You stop investing in yourself. You settle where you are. If this sounds familiar, please keep watching. You're comparing your middle to someone else's end. So the first thing I need to say is this. You're comparing your in-progress life to someone else's results. You need to realize that when you see someone with the career you want, the family, or the confidence you wish you had, you're seeing the final result, the finished product. You didn't see all those years before where they were working hard, building up their career. They were maybe even confused, lost, making a lot of mistakes, taking detours, going in circles. You normally don't see that part because usually not many people speak about or show that part. You're comparing your messy, confusing, in-progress life to someone else's polished and final result. And then you're using that comparison as evidence that you're behind, but it's not evidence. When you compare your beginning or your middle to someone else's outcome, of course you're going to feel behind. The comparison was never sensible to begin with. Realize that you're judging your entire journey as if your life was at the end. Yeah. So stop comparing yourself to others. Only recently, I was watching a video by a successful YouTuber. In it, she shared how she built a life generating $50,000 per month in her 20s. On YouTube alone, through ad revenue and sponsorships, she earns around $9,000 per month, which is an amazing and mind-blowing result, especially from YouTube. But then she explained that she actually started her YouTube channel when she was only 13, so very young. For the first 3 years, she was making content but earning zero. She explained that everybody sees the final result. However, nobody thinks about the amount of content that failed, the amount of bullying she experienced for starting and building her career, the amount of failed deals and negotiations. And this is what we often forget. We don't see the process, the failures, or the difficult parts. We only see the final result. So, as I said, stop comparing yourself to others. Behind assumes a schedule that doesn't exist. Now, here's something that can really change how you think about this. The word behind assumes there's a schedule, a universal timeline. Like there's some invisible document that says career by 25, settled and having family by 30, successful by 35. But who wrote that? Where did it come from? Nobody agreed to this. It's true that a lot of people follow it, especially when you think of traditional families. For instance, I come from an environment where a certain life schedule is considered normal. Getting a job after finishing high school or university, getting married by 30, then typically taking out a mortgage and building your own house and having 2 children. A lot of my cousins and peers basically live like that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, yeah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Many people follow this path and it's right for them. But it's not for everyone. It's not universal. Your life is different from the people around you. My life is different from many people I know. So even if this might look like standard path and many people follow it, it doesn't mean that if you don't, you are behind or that there's something wrong with your life or with you or that it's too late. Because it's not too late for you. Think about it. You're behind what? Behind who? Behind the person who followed their parents' plan and is now working in a career they dislike, wishing they could change something? Behind the person who checked all the boxes, did everything right, and still feels empty inside? Is that really where you want to be? Your life isn't a delayed version of someone else's. It's a completely separate story. You're not behind a schedule. You're on your own path. You have your own timeline. And the moment you stop measuring yourself against an imaginary timeline is the moment you start actually seeing where you are and what you actually should do next. Feeling behind keeps you stuck. I had moments in my life where I looked at where I was and thought I should be further along by now. I compared my life to my peers, to my former schoolmates who seemed to be so much further ahead than I was, and basically they were. And of course, it was painful for me. I wished my life looked different. I wished I had achieved more by then. But then I realized something important. We all have our own lives, our own paths. And just because my path looks different from the majority of people around me, it doesn't mean I'm stuck. It just means I'm moving at a different pace in a different direction. And that's what the feeling of being behind does. It tricks you into thinking you're not moving at all. It creates inertia. You stop taking action because you believe you've already fallen too far behind. But you have to understand that you have your own timeline. Don't give up on the things you genuinely want just because of your age. Don't disconnect from your present life just because it looks different from other people's. Focus on your growth, not comparison. Because the moment you shift your focus from growth to comparison with others, everything starts to feel like failure, even when you're moving forward. And progress is still available to you. It's always been there. It's waiting for you to take the next step. But if you start believing there's no point trying anymore, I should just stay where I am, you're just making up your own excuse. Yeah, that's just an excuse. And it's an excuse you will regret later. The only real too late is giving up. As long as you're alive and willing to work on things, to change your situation, to achieve your goals, it's not too late. The only guaranteed way to make it too late is to stop trying and stop letting. Think about it this way. Every single day you spend telling yourself the window is closed is a day you could have been walking toward your goals. Realize that time will pass anyway, no matter what you do. Whether you try or not, the months, the years will go by. The question is, when you look back a year from now, do you want to be in the same place telling yourself the same story? Or do you want to be somewhere new because you decided that too late was a lie you were no longer willing to live with? I want to say that this doesn't mean it will be easy. Starting now, starting later, starting when you feel behind, that takes courage, effort, and often stepping into uncertainty. Bear in mind that moving forward matters more than staying comfortable. Trust your timing. Trust that all the things will come at the right time. If they haven't arrived yet, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're missed your chance. Sometimes it means you're not ready yet. Sometimes it means the external circumstances aren't right. And I think that one of the lessons we have to learn in life is patience. I know that's not always easy. Personally, I've had to wait much longer for some things than I would have liked. There were times when it felt as if nothing was moving forward. Things were progressing really slowly in my life. And I still experience it in regards to some things. But over the years, I've learned to be patient. I've learned to keep going while I wait. And I've learned that not getting something immediately doesn't mean it's not meant for you. So be patient with your life, because sometimes the things we want take longer than we expect. Sometimes they take even years. But you will see that the timing makes sense. What you want will come into your life. You will get it, or even more than you ever wanted. If this video helped you, I'd love to hear in the comments what is one thing you've been putting off because you thought it was too late for you. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if this video helped you. See you in the next one.